Indian boxing star Nikhat Zareen is in stunning form. She is in smashing form, but that is not the news. Now, the point is, she won 5-0 in the women's 50 kg category, beating her Vietnamese rival, who is herself a two-time world champion. But the news is the manner in which Nikhat won was amazing. Why? Because she forced a third eight count upon the Vietnamese boxer in those 5 rounds, and two of those eight counts came in the first round itself. Sandeep, your thoughts?
Look at the way she boxed and the unanimous decision of all the five judges came through. But I think we still got to be wary of a couple of things. I think one needs to be a little wary also of the next opponent from South Korea. As I pointed out, she comes directly. I think when you use a lot of skill, and especially in flyweight and light flyweight, where your feet do most of the work, because the balance comes right, and she is highly balanced right now in terms of her physique and everything. But there will be an opponent, I think. Hopefully, one wishes that it doesn't happen like that. But opponents who come in very strongly probably will challenge her a bit. When I say strongly, I mean who come in understanding which angles to take, which are the weaknesses of Zareen right now, and push her into a corner, because I think it's just like hockey we were talking about. I think she needs an opponent who doesn't play her game. In so many ways, the Vietnamese was playing her game. It suited Zareen at that point of time. I think somebody who comes in a little more powerfully will challenge her.
You have done a piece on Nikhat, and you've spoken a lot about her brilliant footwork. Now, what was so special in a footwork? वो आप समझाइए हमारे दर्शकों के लिए, और आपने वो मैच भी देखा था, तो जाहिर सी बात है रिंग साइड व्यू भी आपको मिला होगा.
आई थिंक अगर आपके पास फुटवर्क नहीं है ना, अगर आप मान लो आप पहले 2 राउंड जीत जाते हैं, जिस तरह से जरीन ने जीता था, तो आपके पास एडवांटेज है, क्योंकि आप फिर भी थर्ड राउंड में थोड़ा बहुत रोप्स पे जाके थोड़ा बहुत पुश बैक करके आप आप अपने आप को ओपोनेंट के जोन में से निकाल के आप बॉक्स कर सकते हो. थोड़े बहुत पॉइंट आप हार जाओगे, लेकिन आप बेसिकली 2 राउंड जीत से आप निकल जाओगे. बट प्रॉब्लम वहां पे आ जाती है जहाँ पे आपका फुटवर्क नहीं है. एंड आई थिंक निखत जरीन एट दिस मोमेंट ऑफ टाइम probably among a lot of boxers, even at the world stage, leave alone the Asian stage, she has tremendous feet. Now the advantage with her having those that kind of a feet is she's nimble and she's light. She can keep hopping in and around. She can go back a step and then she can come over a step. If you've seen heavyweight boxing, which we all have seen, the heavier weights, they are a little ponderous. They kind of go heavy. They like shuffle. Their shuffle takes a little bit of time. I think the shuffle of Zareen is tremendous. And I think if you look at the third round, where she kind of weaved in and out, not letting her opponent come in, that is a classic example of being light on your feet and knowing exactly what footwork is all about.
There is another point which is being mentioned, and that is that the boxing draw, has come in for criticism, and they are saying it makes very little sense. For our viewers, just the specifics I'll mention so that you get the reference to the context as to what I'm trying to say or convey to you. So the first point, the draw doesn't make sense for two or three reasons. Now, the first point is that athletes in the 50 kilogram weight category, there are 18. Now, the brackets drawn were 16, buys were 14, and this was a first round of two world-class medalists having a go at each other. With Sandeep, a lot of people who are basically devotees of boxing say that this is completely the wrong way of looking at it or scheduling a tournament like this. Do you agree?
Yeah, because I think everything moves around seedings. I mean, that's the reason why you have seedings in tennis, you have seedings in badminton, you have seedings in world football. Anything which is at a very higher level, you normally and automatically have seedings. I think because of the issues with world boxing right now, I think they probably couldn't apply it. But believe me, this is not going to last for long, because you may, in this particular bout, what if Nikhat would have lost? For example, again there would have been a hue and cry that the world champion is lost out because she was meeting the world champion silver medalist. Now the my point is that there is also a hue and cry over the silver medalist also losing. We are not talking about it simply because she's not an Indian and that an Indian boxer has beaten her. But the point is that you have lost a world champion silver medalist right in the first round, which probably should have happened in the round of 16, for example, or maybe in the quarterfinals. So I think this system is not going to be there for long. It's going to be changed because it doesn't suit top-notch boxers. Any boxer can have, and the opening rounds are all about sometimes just trying to get a little bit of rhythm, just trying to get a bit of feel. And sometimes you just might have a bad day. What happens if the bad day is right on the first day and you're meeting two top boxers? The sheen is gone from the tournament. A lot of fans kind of get upset about it. So it's not going to last for long. This is probably the first and the last Asian Games they're going to see with such kind of rankings, points, and all that.
Now, Nikhat Zareen is a two-time world champion. She won a gold at the CWG 2022, and she's come up with an interesting quote, जो दर्शकों के लिए मैं पढ़ना चाहता हूँ. और वो निखत ने ये कहा that she didn't expect this to be such a one-sided match, and she didn't want to give a chance to her rival either. So, Sandeep, when she's saying she didn't want to give a chance to her rival either, is there some hangover from the past?
No, the one reason why a lot of people, I mean, at least honestly, I don't want to delve into it because I can understand from where Zareen is coming. You're boxing in China, you're at the Asian Games, you just might get docked for points. And sometimes it does happen that you're probably not in your comfort zone, which is your own host country, or probably in a country where, let's say, which is a little more friendlier towards your own boxers. I'm not saying that the enemies out here, but sometimes even among the judges, you may have a split decision. You may have very very clearly a split decision, and it could easily be a 3-2 decision for a boxer. I think she probably has some baggage left over. A lot of people did point that when she won in Delhi, that because it was Delhi, so she won, and even previously also. So I think she probably said that in a little bit of angst. I do feel as a boxer she shouldn't have said that honestly. I mean you're one clean, you just go home, just go start preparing for your second round. There's no need to say all this. And I really hope people haven't written about it. I haven't read so many pieces. I was a little busy just trying to write mine. But I think it was, I wouldn't say it's in bad taste, but I think it comes from a boxer who's probably carrying a little bit of baggage. And I think the coach should warn her that don't do this a second time, because what you're doing is you're saying that you're casting aspersions on almost every judge. That unless it's a neutral country, you can't win. You won clean. You beat a world champion silver medalist. Go home. I mean, like, go easy.
Okay. Last point. Being a fan of the great Mike Tyson, those who beat him later on in his career said that once you take Tyson beyond the third round, then your chances improve dramatically because for a couple of reasons. One is that Tyson never expected a game, a match to go beyond the first two rounds because he was so good at killing his rivals with those knockouts and attacking them brutally using all the power. So what I'm trying to ask you is that is there a message for the power boxers, not just talking about Nikhat Zareen, but in general, that the moment you take them beyond a particular comfort zone, they begin to tire, they lose confidence, and the strategy goes to pieces?
I think that probably happens in the lower weight categories, and that's exactly what we were discussing on the first point. That probably the challenge for Zareen comes in when somebody is a power boxer. He got 3 rounds. So I think the best chance for a power boxer is to basically come in, try and hit as hard as you can in the first round and in the second round. Try and break the defense of people who rely purely on skill. Because what happens is that the first round is more of, if you haven't really boxed against that particular opponent, the first round is more of kind of feeling each other out. What's the strength and the weakness. Of course, the coaches have already seen it, but it's a very different ball game when you watch video and when you want come into the ring against an opponent. I think the points that you can control are always in the first round for a boxer who's coming in hard. And I think that's exactly what you're saying. That if there is somebody slash Tyson style, whether it's in men or women, their best chance in an Asian Games, in an Olympic Games, especially over 3 rounds, lies in the first round and the second round. Collect as many points as you can and walk home from there. But with boxers like Nikhat Zareen, they still have an incredible amount of chance even in the third round because they can still go in, collect points by just jabbing, by using hooks, by using punches. They can go because they know how to create a basic weakness into a strength, which is if somebody is hitting them hard, they can weave in and out because of the footwork and then collect points in the third round. I think that's where the best chance for Nikhat lies, and also the best chance when you have a power boxer against you.
Okay, all the best to Nikhat Zareen now for the next round, and thanks Sandeep, and we'll be back with lots more. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.